So sitting next to you, or sitting behind you or front, so sitting next to you, you might be sitting next to a black devil.
It states in Psalms chapter 82 verse 6, I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
This is the Elder Raziel with a message for the children of the Elohim. I walked a long journey on the short path. Grafted this non-mind, this mind expands math itself. Came through with the master teacher. Get wealth from what I have to teach you. Not a preacher, the Anunnaki created this creature, fully packed with features. Nuwabu knocking off leeches. Peace to Malachi, Ziyor, Noble Jew Ali, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Respect and pay homage from the Nuwabian tribe. We hope to see you. We still kicking the flows. All the girls know. Just listen the show so your mind grows toward a genetic explosion. X out whoever was chosen by deception. The sell-out Negro, the greatest destruction. Without question, knowledge is a weapon. Like Cain, ain't no half-stepping to a greater direction.
Bu Nator Shil Yachad Nuwabakedi Waloi Maorwo, the pledge of the United Nuwabian Nation of Moors. Ama Kakdemu Sefunut Hade Gedash Manuf, as I stand beneath our sacred and holy flag. Kanderu Ruki Maul Te Kehikano, Ama Kashgeru Zitaur. I vow to be loyal, obedient as I watch it fly. Ru ganunwu shil manub naonut, faref nawus weloinut, to the laws of our constitution that govern our nation. Ru hare sabu kahmelu tubusubhem, to this cause I hold my head up high. Akara garur kantero ru harus hade tahum, with pride I pledge to protect and defend. Kalu akara hare walao waloi, kalu hanuf hade samur, all within this great nation, both family and friend. Ru yankud faref karetkut mu adorhut hagoyu, to ensure all has their equal rights. Ru hare sabu kazur gedu hatnachum, to this cause I will lay down my very life. Ama kapdemu tachuth haresan un hade gedash danun, as I stand beneath this sacred and holy seal. Kanderu nafusum mewa chelas hade kazut menu tiat mewikenu akara achera. I vow myself loyal, sincere, and vow integrity with zeal. All right. That's our pledge, United Nuwabian Nation of Moors. This is your host, Tutashima Hedokayu, and gives yourself an applause for being here today. The past couple weeks, some things have developed with Dr. York and his sister, Patricia Lewis. And doesn't seem like she's a very good person at all. I think I talked about this on the last show, how she's been pretty much stealing from her own people, basically, because I guess that's how low down, dirty people really do it. Hold on, I'm trying to get this window capture ready. There we go. So yeah, there's been some developments as far as Patricia Lewis goes. There's also events across the world that's been going on. China, Russia, the Sahel nations. I'm talking about Mali. Let's see if I can get this. Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, right? I cheated. I looked on the YouTube screen and seen Niger. So those are the three nations I'm talking about when I say the Sahel. The Sahel is the bottom part of the Sahara, right? And Sahara just means desert in Arabic. So the master teacher, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, you know, he's locked down, saying all that. You know, I want to talk about the Sahel nations briefly, my thoughts on it, and I also want to talk briefly about what's going on. I'm not going to try to say too many names of what's going on. With the swindling of the master teacher's properties. 717 Bushwick is being sold. Now, I was invited to a clubhouse yesterday where I think Amun Numa was talking. He's always talking, right? The Sabian, he's always talking. Sometimes he talks himself right into some trouble. But Hatub, they were talking about I think Prince York was on there. To me, it seemed like a waste of time, so I kind of dropped out early. They were talking about some people in New York. I'm not from New York. I really don't care, except for the Nuwabian holdings that we had there. It's all going to get sold anyway by Patricia Lewis. His sister, the evil one, the one that the devil sent here to destroy the Sabians, not the Nuwabians. Nuwabians never fell for that trick. Nuwabians never fell for that trick. Like, if it ain't coming from the master teacher, we can't confirm it. Nope. Nope. We ain't following it. We don't, peace to you, whatever you want to do with your life and whatever groups you want to create. But it didn't come from the master teacher. I'm not going for it. Mario Jessup tried to manipulate an audio. That's when the fake non-elected perpetrator was here. The German man. He was a mulat. So we pretty much exiled him, and I'm sitting in the seat today as the Afru. So yeah, I'm not gonna let the nation be misled by anybody. I don't even give a damn if it's Dr. York's offspring. I'm not gonna let the nation get misled by nobody. Definitely not by some goddamn Sabians, and definitely not by some goddamn Patricia Lewis. You see what she doing? Nuwabians seen this coming from a mile away. We don't just blindly follow. We're not Christians. This has nothing to do with religion, period. This is all about nationality and tribalism. So whatever they want to be, animists, we follow the religion of Shaitan, Natior, and Islam. Right? That's what the official religions of the United Nuwabian Nation of Moors are. You can be a Christian, you can be a Moorish Science Temple religion, anything you want to be, as long as you're a Moor. Even if you're not a Moor, you can come on right on in. Come eat with us, come feast with us. Come live with us on our land. Come speak our language. Let us care for you as you care for us. So we don't fall for that. And when we ask questions, they run. They make up spookisms and nah, I'm like, nah, that's not Nuwabu. You're practicing something else. You're practicing something else. And that was pretty easy to see from day one. So I seen it. I joined the nation in 2016. And some of you people have been around for 30 some years and you couldn't even see it. So some people are just Dr. York dick riders. Now, we give all the praise to the founder of our nation. But we're not dick riders, and we're students of the master teacher. Meaning, if he tells us to look up the facts and confirm, don't just believe, then that's what the hell we gonna do, even on the master teacher. He's proven to be correct time and time again. Because look what happened. They said, oh, the master teacher said this and the master teacher said this. That goes back to the Ansar days, I heard, the information I'm getting. So that's been going on. That's an old trick, So as we look, listen, and observe, and if we're patient, we see the puzzle. We see the scrolls unfolding in this day and time. Oh, and this day and time. I'm sorry, we didn't give the day and time today. For today is year 84, the third month of a moon, second week, fifth day, Tashu Nudimud, which happens to be one of my names, Nudimud. So, so as we, take a look at everything that's going on, like I said, I seen it when Dousa York was asking for money for a case that was already closed by ECOWAS. The case is already done. He's asking money for it. I'm like, why are you asking money for a case that's already been closed? Negro man. Come on, Negro man. Use your brain. Use your brain for something than a scam, Negro man. And apparently raping children. Apparently he's very good at that. Pulling scams and raping your kids. So, what's that one? Not to laugh about the situation. Sometimes when it hurts, you gotta laugh, right? Now there was an Alabama brother who said some dude was coming into projects and raping girls in Alabama, and I think his name was Anton. I'm trying to Alabama projects. It's an old video. It's an old video. No. Yes, and yeah, right here. Now they made a song out of this, but like, this is crazy, man.
I absolutely love using BetterHelp. Therapy, just in general, has changed my life.
Oh, therapy's too.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they raping everybody out here.
They were the unforgettable words that transformed Antoine.
But this is a song about Dousa York,
obviously, we have a rapist in Lincoln Park. He's climbing in your windows, he's snatching your people up, trying to rape you, so y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband, because they raping everybody out here. You don't have to come and confess, we're looking for you, we gon' find you, we gon' find you, so you can run and tell that, run and tell that, run and tell that, homeboy, homeboy. We got your t-shirts and your left fingerprints and all, you are so dumb. You are really gone, for real.
The man got away, leaving behind evidence. I was attacked by some idiot in the project.
So dumb, so dumb, so dumb. So he's climbing in your windows, he's snatching your people up, trying to rape you. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband, because they raping everybody out here. You don't have to come and confess, we're looking for you, we gon' find you, we gon' find you, so you can run and tell that, run and tell that, run and tell that, homeboy, homeboy.
What's the other disrespectful York? Jacob York. That's their song. I dedicated that one to them. You know what I mean? We're gonna dedicate that one to them, so they can die in peace with that in their heart. All right. So that was a little offshoot, you know what I'm saying? Trying to just mix up the show a little bit, but that's them. That song sums up their life. Apparently, with a lot of other musical artists like Puff Daddy and who else? Now they're gonna say, oh, you could just throw Dr. York in there too. I would say the difference with Dr. York didn't really rape anybody, right? They got him for the Mann Act. Right, there's a lot of hateful blacks out here. That's why I'm not black. I'm a Nuwabian. I'm a Moor. I'm a race by Moor, and I'm Nuwabian by nationality and blood. Because black people are associated with too many negative things now. And when black people go off and say dumb stuff, the women are really ratchet now. That all comes from black culture, which is really controlled by corporatism. You know, you see these influencers out here, and I'm gonna say one thing, y'all. I'm gonna say one thing. Too much social media is bad for the brain. It gives you brain rot, something they call brain rot now. It's rotting out the kids' brains. I guess the new generation is called the alpha generation, right? And you got kids in high school reading at a 4th grade level. Let's type that in too. Let's so you know I'm not bullishing. I'm gonna say alpha generation or gen. I like saying you know, let's start to spell out words. Can't read. See that? It already came up. Can't read. Now, teachers are terrified. They can't read. Let's see this. Because this is where Americans are going.
As I'm in the midst of applying for residency right now, wish me luck. Grammarly has again been a lifesaver with my application and helping me.
What your kids are doing.
Please, we are in a crisis mode in American schools.
It is a terrifying thought when you realize that Gen Z is the very last generation to have lived a normal childhood without iPads or without iPhones, because that's never going to happen ever again. And I think everyone knew that it was going to be bad to have it in the fourth grade since the fourth grade.
You the teacher, you supposed to be, again, she's been on the 4th grade level since the 4th grade. We in 7th grade now, so you let this child go 3 years and you never knew that your child was still in the 4th grade and never left the... Woo-hoo! Hang it up, flat screen. In 4th grade is being nice.
Did y'all just hear that? He said, the brother right here said, you didn't let your goddamn children sit in 4th grade for wait a minute, your child is reading at a 4th grade level for 3 years and your parents didn't know about this? The woman didn't know about it? Now, there's a couple things going on there, right? It sounds like she ain't married, which we all know your child got a 20% chance of making it in this world with no father in the home. Women don't run the world, men do. I know Dr. York was trying to give it up to women, and, you know, that's cool. We do need to encourage our women to do great things, but I don't see that. You know, I don't see that in this day and time. I don't really see where women have been given the same rights as a man. I don't see them out doing construction, underwater welding, building cars, building houses, laying down no goddamn concrete. Women don't do stuff like that. They don't build societies. I'm sorry. I'm against feminism. I'm not for men abusing women either. I'm not for that either. But these black women, I'm talking about black, Negro, colored women, are coming at brothers. They want $1 million man with a big dick, with a big bank account, and they don't want to do nothing. I'm like, damn, who in the hell told you this? It came from feminism. So that's why I don't really agree with feminism too much, because they done lied to so many women, and now women are growing old and dying alone. They dying alone, you know. And peace to the gods, Kevin Samuels, man. He put brothers up on a lot of game. But back on this children thing, why are your kids in 7th grade reading at a 4th grade level? I grew up in Walnut, California, which was, I guess they call it upper middle class. My dad grew up in Compton. My mama grew up in a small town called Randolph, Arizona. It's a miracle she even made it out of there to LA, you know what I'm saying? But my mom was very beautiful woman. She met my father, and then they had me, I guess, a couple months later. And my dad was already in computers, so we moved out of Inglewood to Walnut, to the suburbs of Walnut when I was 2. So that's pretty much, I'm a suburban kid, you know. But I went back to Compton, I hung out. I didn't hang out in Compton. My family was there, and some dudes we knew from West Covina moved to Watts and stuff like that. We just went out there to kick it sometimes. But I'm a Walnut, West Covina dude. So that's just part of my past. But when it comes down to how I grew up, if you did this where I grew up, the kids would laugh at you. Because I remember clowning people in high school that couldn't read. Me and this Italian dude named Mark Interlicia, man, we used to clown. We were like, the word. And some dudes would get mad at us. But we was just clowning, man. If you couldn't read, bro, We would clown in Cali. We will clown you. Gangsta dudes will clown you if you can't read in California. Dudes will clown you. Like, dude, I remember when Hurricane Katrina popped off. Dudes from Louisiana, they had like some shelters that the government was paying for in Cali. So a lot of Louisiana dudes is coming to Cali, and Louisiana dudes can't talk. They can't talk. They cannot talk. And dudes was robbing them. In Long Beach, they was robbing. Little Blood and Crip dudes was robbing dudes from Louisiana. Because it just sounded so dumb. I'm not saying it's cool to rob somebody. I'm not saying that at all. But the way that you speak and the way that you talk says everything about you, my brother. Says everything about you. You talk stupid. You mumble words and stuff. That's how people gonna treat you. They're gonna treat you like you're stupid because you sound stupid. Right? So brothers and sisters, learn to speak well. Because a man and woman who speak well get paid well. You get paid well. You get more respect when you can speak well. All this ghetto stuff they try to glamorize on TV, that's not reality. That's not reality. And the brother said right here, he said, you didn't let your goddamn kid get behind 3 grade levels and you didn't notice what was going on? He said flatline. Your kid's life is over. There's a minimal chance that your kid's ever gonna jump up 3 grade levels to catch up with his or her peers. Your kid's life is over. It's over. It's over. That's not gonna happen. The school system ain't designed to bring you up 3 grade levels. So Negroes need to get it together. I don't even hang around dumb people. You can't even hang in my circle if I think you stupid. How are we gonna make money together if you stupid? Man, go back to the projects. That's what you belong, nigga. Go back to the projects. Because you fit right in with the project.
I still have kids performing on grade K, 1, 2, and 3rd grade levels.
They're not retained.
Wait a minute. I hope he didn't mean that somebody's in 7th grade and reading at a 1st grade level. Your kid's life is over. He gonna join the gang.
Any of this education, it's just going in one ear and right out the other.
Because they're gonna have to commit crimes. They're gonna have to survive.
It's time to help people customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
That's just what it is. They're gonna have to commit a crime, which is sad. I think some of these people need to get their
Speedstorm is available now on both mobile and PC with Google Play Games.
Your kid, I'm gonna have to shoot your kid for trying to rob
Experience more ways to play and sync your in-game progress across your PC and mobile devices.
How many kids are actually performing on their grade level? So just imagine, you don't know that your child been on the 2nd grade level since the 2nd grade and they now in the 7th or 8th grade? Are you joking right now? And these are future.
Your kid going into the 8th grade reading at a 2nd grade level. You don't know some of the harm that you're doing to your own children and to society in a whole. And they say, oh, Tutashima, you a sellout, man. You don't want to be black. That's what I've been telling y'all niggas. I don't want to be black. I want to be a Moor. Like Noble Drew Ali said, like Dr. York said, and other wise brothers out there have said, you're not a Negro, black, and colored. That came from the Caucasoid. Are you a Caucasoid? Then stop living by the labels that Caucasoids have given you, because they were too ignorant to figure out your tribe and your language. So they were just too stupid. The Caucasoid was too stupid. We're just gonna name all you black. And if you want to roll with that, go ahead. I ain't stopping you. Go ahead, be a nigga, be a Negro, colored, porch monkey, black tar baby. If that's what you're comfortable with, roll with it. Ain't nobody trying to stop you, but you mad at me. Why is that, brother? You don't even know me. You don't even know me to be mad at me. Why are you so mad at me? Now let's listen without the music in the background to because this is a young school teacher here. Moreno, looked like a clean cut. Let's listen to what the continuation of what he has to keep saying.
Future leaders, our future doctors, our future nurses, our future... Please.
But it gets worse.
He said, please. What they gonna be is the women gonna be the next OnlyFans stars, the next prostitutes, the next dope fiends, the next Brenda got a babies. That's what they gonna be. And the dude's gonna be the next gangsters, serial killers, bums. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows what the hell the young men is gonna be? However, I can tell you that it's not going to be good. I can already foretell you that it's not going to be good. So this episode is just my thoughts of how I've been watching the world, kind of sitting back watching the world, still doing my business, right? With HTM and now we're going to restart Moon Logistics, doing hazard loads. But besides that, as I look out in the world on this al tilfaz, right? Al tilfaz means the television in Arabic, that the world in America, I'm just talking about America, ain't going in the right place. And Armageddon is finally, spiritual Armageddon has finally hit America, and there's no turning back from this. So either you join us now or you burn in hell with America. The times that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad talked about, the times of Al-Sayyid Isa al-Hadi al-Mahdi, the times are happening now. America's going down in hell. Because when you got school, and you black-ass people, and Moors too, you're willingly sending your kids into these satanic, devilish, LGBTQRS pushing agenda schools and wondering why your kids is messed up. They don't even let the teachers discipline the children no more. The teachers should have the ability to take out a belt and start whooping some ass. And I'm gonna tell you why. Or taking a ruler and popping the goddamn kid upside his head, because if you don't pop him and whoop they goddamn ass, then they grow up like this. Going into society basically retarded. They're going into society retarded. That's what's happening here. Because you're telling me a kid damn near, and probably some children or some teens, with teens doesn't really exist, but some youngins, some young lads and young ladies are going to school, in high school, reading at a 3rd and 4th grade level? They might as well send them to slave camp, because that's all they're going to be in the rest of their life, is a slave. There's very few children that'll come up being an entrepreneur only reading at a 2nd grade level in high school. You know, it's only going to be so much. So take heed to what you're listening to here. Take heed. Be heedful of these notices from people in society actually living the professions and seeing the children come into the classroom, how they all in their iPad. They got the iPad mastered, but they don't have reading, writing, science, and even athletics. They even out of shape. So let's keep.
As the bar just gets lower and lower, because
let's
on the level of a 4th grader, they're performing on the level of a 2nd grader.
Because I also teach 7th grade, and we have kids that have math grade level equivalents of 1st and 2nd grade, 3rd grade, many at 4th grade, very few at grade level, very few, if any, in some classes.
These two age groups.
That's crazy. That's crazy. In Walnut, California, they would have sent you home. If you that far behind, they would have sent you home. But like, look, your parents need to work with you. Pray to Jesus Christ, pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that a miracle happens and you can catch back up. Because once you get far behind, it's too late. It's too late. You cannot be in regular school anymore. And another question is, what's up with these school districts? What are they doing? They're just letting the kids stay in class? You want to know why they let them stay in class? Because they get federal dollars for the attendance. right? If your kid comes to school, because a teacher told me this when I was like in 4th grade, and I still remember. It's important that you come to school not only so that you can learn and so the school can get paid from your attendance. He said the federal government pays the school based on attendance records. So at this point, the whole public education system is screwed unless you have money to send your child to like a charter school. And some charter schools are based on vouchers and some type of lottery, which I advise all black mothers go to a charter school. Stop sending your kids to these public, even in the suburbs. Stop sending them, because this is the type of quality education that you're getting. And for black children and anybody who's non-Caucasoid, because I don't believe that human beings are colors, any Caucasoid school, any U.S. government Caucasoid school, you ain't learning nothing about yourself. And if you don't have knowledge of self, you ain't got nothing. You don't have nothing. You have absolutely nothing. So black people don't have a chance. Nuwabians, well, so-called Nuwabians that are really just they just follow Dr. York. They don't follow Dr. York's teachings. They just follow Dr. York. Those are Malachites. They're also doomed to die in disgrace, because I've talked to many elders who are not doing anything and somehow are jealous of what I'm doing. I'm like, hey, the land, the equipment, all this stuff you see here, that was my money. I worked in IT for 13 years. I was an IT manager and an engineer. This is my money. I used the money to start up the book print, all the equipment you see here, I bought with my money or my mama's money when she died. So you can't tell me nothing. You ain't done shit. You like 70 years old. You ain't done nothing in your life, homie. You don't even have a wife. Let's keep going.
Groups should not be performing on the same level.
These kids can't read. They can't decode. They have no vocabulary, no background knowledge. I've never seen anything like it. My 5th graders with significant language-based learning disabilities could write better than non-disabled 7th graders can now. They can't write a sentence. Wow. They don't know what state they live in. They don't know what region of the country they're in. They have no background knowledge. Most of them don't know who the president is. And this was the case last year. They can't take notes. They can't even attend to a video. They can't even attend to a 3-minute video clip.
You know what she means by attend, meaning pay attention, right? Pay attention. Because they're on the iPad so much, we're going to go over another video. It's called brain rotting. They rotten the child's brain on purpose. They can't, because everything switches so fast, the attention span, they can only hold their attention span for like 3 seconds till they want to go to something else. So they can't watch she said they can't watch a 3-minute video.
I can play it. I can tell them what it's going to be about. I can summarize what the video did, and not a single one can tell me what the video was about.
Wow.
Now, in this video...
Okay, all right. I just wanted y'all to get the gist of what I'm saying. We're watching the decline, because if America fails a whole generation, then it's only going to be a couple smart people out of that generation, and the rest of the people are going to be slaves. So they're going to have world order. Then this and to tell you the truth, this is what they've wanted with a one world government. You can't rule a people if they're smart and intelligent by nature, right? Smart and intelligent by nature. So you have to have an opposing force that says, okay, they know that, well, they may not know. Well, the master teacher knew that out of X amount of people being born, some of those people are going to be born intelligent by nature. So no matter if you put them in the American school system and try to rot their brain, teach them wrong information, they're going to find out the right information, or at least have the instincts to say, hey, no, I don't believe the school system. And they're going to have their own thoughts. They're going to do their own seeking of knowledge. You can't really stop that. So the elite Luciferian Freemasons say, okay, we'll let those people go. We'll try to work with those people, matter of fact. But the rest of y'all who aren't intelligent by nature, we're going to get y'all. We're going to put you in our school systems. We're going to ring the bell when you get in class. We're going to ring the bell when you got to go to work. You see the correlation there? We're going to train your kids to be employees and slaves right from the get-go. Right from the get-go. Right? So it's slaves teaching other slaves how to be slaves. And now it don't matter what the skin color look like. It don't matter now, you know. So this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. So another thing I found out is something called brain rot. So you see it came up right there. Brain rot on Generation Alpha. Now, yeah, it is this. I think this was the video. We're not gonna watch the whole thing, but I just want you guys to get
the gang's all here. Let's hit the road.
It's the Disney Plus blockbuster offer.
That's right. You don't hear this coming out of UK and Canada.
What are all those touchscreens doing to all those growing little brains? All she wants for the holidays is, well, not toys, but skincare products.
All I wanted this year was skincare and makeup.
11-year-old Olivia Clyde is obsessed with beauty products.
8th grade kid could not spell a single word correctly on this list.
8th grade. Look at this. Pledge. Well, let me say this. That English, Creole English, the words are not even spelled in the first place correctly. Right? Unique. Is that real? In English, as we know it, with each letter sound, does that really spell unique? Okay, you might have the unique, and well, the K is a qu, like quiet. So that don't even spell unique itself, right? That don't even spell unique. They say this is the correct way of spelling. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. It's not the correct way of spelling. That's stupid. This is what the system got you to think. That's stupid. But 6, unique. I would say this 6 right here with the student is more closer to unique than this. I would say this is closer. The CK thing don't make no sense either, because in Old English, C was a k sound. So actually, you could just take away the K and it would spell unique. Oh, not unique, because it would have a Y in it, right? Like Y-U-N-E-C. So this is, you know, the system was made to confuse. You know, the devil likes to confuse and deal in the gray areas and not deal in the black and white areas. So this is where the devil excels, right? So recognize. No, I'm not gonna make in front of this child. You want to know why I'm gonna stop making in front of this child? Because it's the parents. It most certainly is the parents. If I would have looked at my son's grades and then looked at his homework like this, I'm beating the teacher's ass. First of all, I'm slapping the goddamn teacher, male or female, I'm slapping his ass. Because this is my son's life. This is my goddamn son's life. He ain't gonna make it in society doing this bullshit. Sorry about my French, but he ain't gonna make it, inshallah. So I will not let this slide. I'll quit my job and teach my son myself before I let my goddamn child go into society looking like a goddamn fool. You must be kidding me.
8th grade.
Generation Alpha, the supposed future leaders and current generation of our society. But with the way they're growing up, will they actually be the future generation to make an impact? Or is Gen Alpha as doomed as people say it is? Who are Generation Alpha? Gen Alpha, or people born between 2010 and 2025, is said to become the most populated generation in history, with over 2.8 million kids born every week. They follow Gen Z and are the children of the millennial generation. Although Gen Alpha is populating a large amount of society, why do other generations think there's no hope for them?
Now, you know what? I paused it because the government and the elites and the oligarchy really don't mind if your kids go through school in retardation. Because you got to understand, they look at the single women, they looking at it as you're breeding the next slave class. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're breeding the next slaves. And like I said, it don't have nothing to do with no skin color. I mean, there's still racism in America, don't get me wrong. America was born on racism, so don't ever expect that to go away. But now even these young Caucasian girls that are single and they're raising kids and they hate men and whatever, what you think they gonna what you think their kids gonna grow up to be like? They're gonna work in the warehouses. They're gonna work the tough labor jobs because that's all they qualify for. So America really don't mind, because that's why they let so many immigrants come over here into New York, Chicago, California, because they need the next slave class to work those low-level jobs or picking whatever in the farm, right? They need you to breed out of your womb, black woman, the next slaves. And you for sure helping them. You for sure help them. Now, if you call yourself a Nuwabian woman, you know you shouldn't be doing that. We're gonna put you down there with the niggas. If you're doing stuff like, we're gonna put you right down there with the niggas. And I'm a very harsh man. I'm a harsh man. I'm gonna tell it how it is. Now, if you wanna daydream and Jesus coming again, this is not the channel. You better just go somewhere else where you all can kumbaya and pray to Caucasoid Jesus. I'm giving you the real. I'm giving you the raw, the truth, so you can make a change. If I tell you a lie, you ain't gonna make a change. You're gonna feel comfortable being a slave and single black women breeding the next slave class. Because if it gets bad enough, they're gonna do away with the Constitution. They're gonna be like, nope, this is more like a China hierarchy, and all of you bastards born to single women, you're all slaves now. If you don't have this type of education, you're a slave, right? And that's what goes on in other countries. If you're a carpenter and you have a wife and you have children, your children are destined to be carpenters. Like in India, you're just born into that class. That's it. You're not gonna rise nothing. In America, they want to, equal rights and women's rights. And so they gave women the ability, and they've always had the ability, first of all, to go to work for somebody else. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. Now you can go now you can put in the grinding hours that a man puts in, right? So anyway, let's play this video.
This generation, with countless cases of kids acting out in public, lashing out, and behaving erratically, many believe that Gen Alpha is already ruined. You see babies and toddlers often throwing temper tantrums the second their smart devices are taken away, and teachers are begging parents to do something because their kids barely scrape by in school. Time and time again, we hear about just how doomed Gen Alpha is. But where are these horror stories coming from? And what makes Gen Alpha so different from all the generations before them? The short answer, the internet. The rise of iPad kids. When you think of a kid in today's day and age, how do you picture them? Most of you probably had an image of a kid with an iPad in their hands, right? That's because Gen Alpha is not only the youngest generation, but also the most technologically dependent one. Generation Alpha was raised by screens, whether by TV, a computer, or the infamous iPad. With almost 80% of kids owning an iPad or another version of a tablet, you can't deny the nickname that many call this generation.
Look, when I was growing up, I was born in 80, so Nintendo came out in 86. I had one in 87. Yeah, we played a lot of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out and Duck Hunt and Super Mario Brothers, but we still rather go out and ride the bikes, jump off ramps, ride the handlebars. I used to be with my cousin in Long Beach. Go shoot hoops, go play flag football, go play baseball at the park. We rather do that as number one, and then second, go play double dribble or John Madden. I remember John, we was on that Tecmo Bowl. We was on that all day too. Yeah, we was on that all. But we still made time to go out and do physical activities. We didn't just sit there all day. And our parents would make us go outside. Nah, you go out. You got to go outside, man. I always had a lot of friends. I was very social when I was younger, so I had no problems really making friends. You know what I mean? But it's getting scary now. Let's keep watching.
Kids.
This is what happens when mom and dad take away an iPad from 2-year-old Ashlyn Brooks.
Since their creation, iPads have been used as a tool for parents who are simply too busy with work. Technology has proven to be a hassle-free way of keeping kids occupied, whether at public places, social events, or just during the day-to-day. With iPads being an evolved version of parenting in the 20th century, screens are simply considered the new nanny. And although parents may benefit from relaxing after work, iPads could be doing more harm than good. It's gotten to a point where Gen Alpha is entirely reliant on their devices, growing a digital addiction that they cannot seem to stop.
As DA, Kamala Harris shielded illegal immigrant criminals from deportation instead of deporting.
In 2012, a 3-year-old boy was kicked off an Alaskan Airlines flight from Seattle because of the extreme temper tantrum he threw after getting his iPad taken away. The kid had been playing with a tablet before takeoff, but when planes ascend, all devices were asked to be turned off, and this one iPad was no exception. But when flight attendants tried to get the kid to turn his tablet off, he started to wreak havoc. The child began a raging outburst, hitting his head against the roof of the plane and desperately begging for his tablet back. His family tried to calm him down and buckle him in so that they could take off, but no one was able to control him. Things got so bad that the pilot had to turn the entire plane around on the runway. The boy and his entire family was escorted off the flight, causing them to miss their vacation.
How embarrassing as a parent. That's embarrassing, man. How do you... How is your kid on an airplane doesn't have the ability to accept the fact that, yes, the plane's taking off, turn off the damn iPad. He went into a rage, they said. Hitting his head. Man, that's crazy. How do you do that as a 3-year-old? If I would have done that when I was 3, that's an instant ass whooping when I got home. So that's why I didn't do it. Yeah, now your kid, now the whole family got to get off the airplane. That's horrible. It's even though it's only one incident here, that's pretty bad. Inshallah, hopefully the parents will wake up.
To St. Martin Island. And this was over 10 years ago at the start of the iPad Kids generation. Since then, Gen Alpha has grown more attached to their devices. Social media has become a part of their day-to-day routines for better or for worse, and it's caused kids to become addicted to the internet. And the stay-at-home crisis that happened in 2020 only made things worse. Kids were locked indoors and were unable to get any sort of social interaction from other peers or teachers. Gen Alpha was treating technology like a full-time job, devoting 40 hours a week to using it. With social media being accessible to anyone, internet usage was at an all-time high. They couldn't go out to play because of restrictions, so the only way they could get any form of contact with the outside world was through their devices. Gen Alpha was going through critical development phases during the stage.
Hold on, let's get past all this. We gotta... The skippity toilet thing. Man, watch this. Watch this, y'all. Watch this.
Tends to be the usual demographic that comes to mind. That's because the internet has been their primary means of interaction with the world since they were born. Brain rot content can also be identified by the constant usage of internet slang, overly bright colors, and attention-grabbing content that switches every few seconds. A key example is popular kids media like Skibbity Toilet that seem to capitalize on Gen Alpha's decreasing attention span by overwhelming them with hyper-stimulating content. Skibbity Toilet is a web series on YouTube that features a variety of models from games like Garry's Mod and Counter-Strike as they battle in a raging war. The two sides are singing human-headed toilets, which are called Skibbity Toilets, and humanoids who have human bodies but items as their heads, like cameras or TVs. The series was created by a man named Alexei Gerasimov. It first premiered on YouTube in February of 2023. Since the first episode was released, the channel had gained over 40.6 million subscribers and has over 15 billion views to date. Each episode features the Skibbity Toilets and other characters engaged in full-on conflicts, animated in the most obscure and dramatic ways. There's never a dull moment in the videos, which to Gen Alpha is the exciting part. On the surface level, this might just seem like out-of-the-box wacky content for kids, but the harsh reality of it is that Skibbity Toilet could be damaging to children. With the constant overstimulating content, kids get used to hyperactivity slowly making everything else feel mundane. This can cause irritability, a low attention span, and a lack of patience since kids are now so used to hyperstimulation. Parents have long since been concerned with whether or not Skibidi Toilet is appropriate for their kids to watch, and it even got to a point where Russian authorities had to get involved to investigate the show. A Moscow man concerned over Skibidi Toilet's detrimental effects on children asked the police to block the videos from the internet to prevent kids from watching it. This investigation has gotten mixed opinions so far, with some claiming that getting the police involved over a kids series is ridiculous. Other parents also echoed the same concerns, believing that Skibidi Toilet may be doing more harm than good. While there's still no conclusive answer as to whether or not the series is negatively affecting children, this form of hyper-stimulating media has become a growing trend for Gen Alpha. Parents are becoming increasingly worried that their kids are becoming like zombies because of this kind of content.
Trump has left the building.
We cannot project the winner of the
presidential race.
Donald Trump wins that's ridiculous.
Another popular kids show is Cocomelon, which is usually targeted toward babies and younger children. Cocomelon has become one of the most famous kids shows and has been a go-to entertainment source for parents to show.
Alright, we'll stop this for now. But you see where I'm going with this. And we're not just talking about one or two kids here. We're talking about a whole generation, especially since COVID. So this is what you have to look forward to. Let's sign me out. Okay, hold on. So this is what you have to look forward to. This is what I have to look forward to. And I get my 50s and 60s. Little retards running around. You know what I mean? So this is not good. This is not good. Then, you know, we got wars, man. We got wars. We got Burkina Faso. I'm not going to go over the videos. But, you know, we got Burkina Faso, the Sahel nations kicking out France and taking over their own oil fields, electricity. I think Burkina Faso is getting help from like Morocco. There's too many videos to watch there. But at the same time, I see a lot of Moor sleeping on what's happening in the world. Now, you can't really pay attention mostly what's happening in the world, but you should know what's going on. You know, ISIS. You got to know these things, man, to survive. You got to know what the stock market's doing. Y'all sleeping. And that's why you're not doing too well at business. You don't know markets. Dr. York knew markets. He knew business because of his family in Sudan. Sudanese people know business, right? And Sudan's in a war. You got the Rapid Support Group versus the National Army. What's the guy's name? Bashar al-Bashar. I forgot his name, but when he was ousted, then these two factions, and then you got the UAE back in the Rapid Armed Forces Support Group. And Russia's in there. Russia's supporting both sides now. So y'all got to wake up to like politics. You guys are lost. I'm not saying I got it all figured out, but I know what's going on out here in the world. You guys are like totally lost. And when people call the nation, when they down on their luck and they want to be somebody in life, I don't think you should be calling the nation. I think you should be calling your psychiatrist. We don't want people who have mental problems coming in the United Nuwabian Nation. We want people who are ready to get the work done. People who are engineers, who do construction. People who are of value in society that can help the nation build, right? So these are vital things that it takes to make it in life. I've just showed you on a couple of videos that America is breeding slave classes of children. That's where it's gotten to now. You guys have been, y'all been sleeping, and the government works very hard to take away your rights every day. They work very hard, around the clock. They work around the clock to make sure you're done. Especially black folks, you're being attacked from all sides. You're being attacked from all sides because you don't know what's going on. You know, simply for the fact that, now what's that one Bible verse I used to know? Hosea 4:6.
My people perish for the lack of knowledge. And I'm actually going to translate that into Nuwabian. That's a great quote. Because it's happening now. Not only are Americans perishing, but black people are probably perishing at a 4 or 5 times fold than the average American, because you started off not having any culture at all. Right? You started off not having the culture, and now they're sucking the little bit of life that you got in you. So you're done. Stick a fork in black people, they done. They're done. Unfortunately, your arms are too short to box with the devil. The devil won. I mean, what we gonna say at this point? Your only salvation is Nuwabu. So when you want to come on home, there's UNNM.net, UNNM.net, and you can return back to your forefathers and foremothers that way. Now, we can't tell you exactly who you are. You're going to have to put in the work to that. We just provide the environment, a positive environment for you to do that. But if you want to reject that, that's fine too. That's fine too. It's your choice. It's your life, your choice. I bear no responsibility for the good or bad choices you made in your life. And the nation bears no responsibility for the good or bad choices you make in your life. And on that note, we out.
So sitting next to you, or sitting behind you or front, so sitting next to you, you might be sitting next to a black devil.
It states in Psalms chapter 82, verse 6, I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
This is the Elder Raziel with a message for the children of the Allahim. I walked a long journey on the short path, where after this mind expands math itself. Came through with the master teacher. Get wealth from what I have to teach you. Not a preacher, the Anunnaki created this creature, fully packed with features. Nuwabu, knocking off leeches. Peace to Malachi, Ziyor, Noble Jew Ali, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Respect and pay homage from the Nuwabian tribe. We hope to see you. We still kicking the flows. All the girls know. Just list the show so your mind grows toward a genetic explosion. X out whoever was chosen by deception to sell out Negro, the greatest destruction. Without question, knowledge is a weapon. Like Cain, ain't no half-stepping to a greater direction.
Personal shit. Hard to play, family man. Hard to play. And you don't even know where the family stand. Too many egos, too many voices that ain't reaching out to people. I'm at 64. I mean real blood. Pops ain't home, but if he still was, minus the allegations. I wish I knew if it was really true or fabrication. Some of your kids think you did it, got me looking at you strange. Like would they be the same if they ain't grow with the pain? I mean 200 kids you couldn't find a time for. Do you regret not making time for us? Still screaming free you. Unanswered questions got me wanting to go see you. I'm sure you was dealing with pressure just trying to be you. Heard your own son ratted on you to them people. That's nasty. Even if you did it, the thought would've never passed me. That's if you ask me. Everybody out for self. Quicker to go to friends before I ask family for help. I'm tired of people asking me why Jacob don't help. I don't know. Damn. It feel like we drowning in quicksand. They throw more salt, I'm thinking they reaching for my hands. 500 acres, Egyptian theme on the land. Way too much power and to be a black man.
I'm talking to the Anunnaki. If it is with me, I'm talking with Inky. Right. Murdoch. You know what I'm saying? I'm dealing with Inky because I know who Inky is. I know who Inky's family is. I know who Israel is, and I know who Anu is. And I know when the Holy Tablets was coming, I know who was there and what it was talking to. Right. I knew behind the face of Anu, there was a force that goes back further than that, 9 dimensions. But everything was not for the mortal here at the time. Right. That's why in Christianity, they use the word faith. You know, or in Islam, they use the word mu'min or iman, faith. But when it comes down to Nuwabian, you say, listen, Nuwabian, let me teach you about Anu and Inky. They want me to make picture, which we now come down and put. Now you're going to start seeing the whole picture come together as one thing, and you're going to see everything